Okay, I can see chats now. Hello, 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 guys. Hello, everyone. Good evening, all of you. Hi, everyone. Good evening. Can you guys see me? Am I audible? Can you guys see me? And can you guys also see my screen, everyone? So please let me in the chat, guys. So, hello, everyone. Good evening, and I welcome you all to the last day of this JavaScript Essentials session. Okay. And today we have a really exciting day because we are going to create something really cool. Okay, so I hope I'm audible and I hope I'm visible, and also I just hope that my screen is also visible so you can like clearly see, right? Okay, that's really cool. That's really cool. Okay, I can see everyone now. So guys, first of all, tell me, are you guys excited for the projects? Because what I told you yesterday, I have planned something else. And let me ask you, like, do you want to like make that project with me, or like do we have to go to back, like do we have to like go back on the filter system, the search system that we wanted to create? So first of all, let me share you what I have planned for you, because I thought like let's make something interesting. Okay, so I'll tell you what I have planned for you. So have you ever like heard about that guessing game that we used to play as a child in computers, right? So where we used to like there were multiple cards, so all cards used to be hidden. Okay, and then we used to like click on a card, it should open, and then we have to open some other card. If the other card matches my first card, so I score a point, and if it does not, then the game is over. And just like this, I have to open all the cards and I have to keep guessing like I open the same set. So for example, let's say I open a card, and let's say that card belongs to a cat. Okay, so now I have to try to like guess and open the same card from other set of cards. If it opens, I open the same card, I get a point, and then I can play ahead. Otherwise, the game is over. So that's what I have planned, this guessing game. So you have to guess the card. That's what I have planned. Yes, sir. I already made it on Python. That's really great, Gamer Nikhil. Yeah, buddy. That's really great. That's really great. So now you guys tell me. Yeah, you have seen that game, right? Two same cards. We have seen this game, right? So, but we are going to like make it with the complete beautiful UI. Like it's going to be a complete game. It's not going to be all about logic. We're going to learn a lot of things, and we're going to create the complete design. The user will be able to click it, open it, see their scores, like live everything. Okay, and will, if we get time, we'll also generate a ranking at the end of all the users. Okay, so for every like anyone watching from some other country, good afternoon, good morning, and good evening from like India, for all the Indian people here. Okay, sir, went through your HTML and CSS course. Yes. That's really great, and that's really great that you went through it, because today we are going to use a lot of HTML and CSS. So now we have two things with us. One is we can display all the superheroes, and then we can create a like superheroes or product, doesn't matter. It's just data at the end. So we can display data and we can search. We can create a search for it. The second thing that we can do is we can create this guess the card game with complete UI. Okay. So now you guys tell me, what do you guys want? Let's vote. Okay, and I'll see. So for today's class, going all about this game, right? Yes, yes, Mrityunjay. Today will be all about making this. So we're going to learn a lot of things. We're going to learn how to handle dynamic events. We're going to learn how to shuffle the array, generate random elements. We are going to see how to display an array of objects on your web page. We're going to learn how to add and remove attributes. We are like, think about the project, but also think about the backend thing. Okay, so it has a lot of things. Search, please, search engine, guess game, card game. Okay, it's gonna be really tough because a lot of people are saying search. A lot of people are saying yes, Amal. I remember you, buddy. I remember you. I remember your name. Don't worry. I remember it. Okay, guys. So I think a lot of vote is going for the guessing game, but don't worry. Don't worry, you guys. Don't worry about that searching thing. Don't at all worry about that searching thing. If we get time at the end, I'll show you a little hint of how to make that searching system. It's gonna be really easy. So don't worry at all. Okay, guys. Aftab, my name is Saurabh, buddy. My name is Saurabh. Okay, so I got the votes. So maximum votes are for the guessing game, but don't worry about that searching thing, guys, because see, in that also we were going to display some data. In here also we are going to display some data. So don't worry, both projects are fine. And according to me, you will learn more in the guessing game than you will learn in the search. search engine thing where we're going to make a search superhero system. You're going to learn more JavaScript. You're going to learn more programming logic in the guessing game, because the searching thing is kind of a little easier thing if you compare it with the card game. Card game is much more bigger. Card game is much more complex. So we're going to build that step by step. And a lot of things that we are going to build in the card game are going to be similar to the superhero display system that we are going to make. So don't worry about that searching thing. If you want, if we get time at the end, at least even if we get like 10 to 5 minutes, I will show you how to make that searching thing work. Okay, guys, everyone? Okay. So don't worry, everyone telling me about the searching thing. Don't worry, we got the maximum votes for the card game. So let's start creating the card game. But don't worry about the searching game. We'll do it. At the sorry, don't worry about the searching system. At the end, I'll show you how to make it. At least I'll tell you the whole logic about it. Okay. Let's get started without, yeah, not a problem, others. Let's get started. So guys, let's start with the card game. So I want everyone to focus, because see, we are going to do a lot of things that we have not learned yet. So we are going to directly learn it here. Okay, we are going to directly learn it here. So you have to focus on all the steps. And now I'm going to assume that you have learned all about the arrays, all about objects, and how to loop through them in the 4 sessions that you had, like that you had on day 1, day 2, day 3, and day 4. But don't worry at all, because if you're confused anywhere, I'm also going to tell you that. Okay, so don't worry. Let's get ahead and let's start. Okay, cool. Extend 1 day because already 2 days were wasted. Okay, Jeet, let me see what I can do. Let me just see what I can do. I have to see something for that. So don't worry, people, don't worry about the searching thing, guys. I'm going to tell you at the end if we get time. So don't worry at all. Let's get started. So for that, first of all, let's create a very simple folder. Okay. And today we are going to deal with arrays and objects. So please focus, because we have like a lot to deal with today. And I'm also going to teach you how to shuffle an array, how to write a logic to shuffle an array. Because in a lot of programming languages, we directly have a function to shuffle arrays. But today we are going to create our own shuffling array logic. Actually, there's an algorithm that we are going to use. Okay. So let's do one thing. Let's create a new folder and let's name it card. Let's name it card-guess, something like that. You can name it anything at the end, not a problem at all. I just name it card-guess. And let's open that folder. So open folder. And where is it? Inside the work folder. And here we go. Where is card-guess? Yep, card guess. Select the folder, open it, and let's start. So guys, I really want all of you guys to focus, because if you don't focus, you'll get confused, because it's going to be really big game. Okay, so you have to focus. So first of all, till the time I start creating files, you guys tell me, are you guys with me, and are you going to focus? Like you promised me, you're going to focus on every step. Okay, so if you focus, you'll understand it in a clearest way. Okay, so let's start. Okay, so first thing, we're going to have a index.html file, normal HTML file. And today I'm going to create an external CSS, because we have a lot of CSS to write. So let's create an external CSS file as well. So I'm going to name it index.css. And again, the last file that we need is a JavaScript file. So let's create that as well. Index.js file. Simple. So now we have all 3 files, and let's write the basic HTML. So HTML, and we'll get this option. Here we go. Okay, and we don't need these meta tags in this case, so let's remove them simply. And let's just put a title of guess the card. Okay, cool. Now let's start. First of all, let's link all the things. So first of all, let's link the CSS. So link relation equals style sheet and href equals index.css. So we have linked the CSS now, and let's link the JavaScript as well. So for that, we're going to need a script tag. So script / script rc equals index.js. So now we have both the files linked. So the CSS is linked and the JavaScript is linked. And also let's run this file. So right click, I'm simply going to copy the path. So here we go, copy the path. Go in your favorite browser. So for now, I'm going to use Chrome. So just Paste it, and here we go, a good looking white page. And also let's just open the console so that if we have any problems, any errors, or if you want to print something, we can see it on the spot. So let's open the console and keep it here. Okay, so let's just have the console in the right side for some help. Okay, now before moving on with the HTML thing, first of all, we are going to prepare our data. Okay, guys, please focus. First of all, we are going to prepare our whole data. Okay, so, and also guys, one more thing before starting everything, let me just explain you the difference between var and let, because a lot of people were asking yesterday what is the difference between var and let, because today we're going to use let. And let me just explain you what is the difference between var and let, and why should you use let and not var. Okay, so first of all, I'll like simply tell you the definitions. Okay, like what exactly is the difference. So remember, var is function scoped and let is block scoped. Now see guys, each and every programming language like Java, C Sharp, and C, in there the variables are block scoped. Okay, but JavaScript was not following that rule for a long time, because here whatever variables we used to create were function scoped and not block scoped. But all the other programming languages like Java, C Sharp, and all the good programming languages have the variables as block scoped. But in only JavaScript we had it function scoped. So basically JavaScript was not considered as a like proper programming language. That's why they basically introduced something called as let in ES6 in 2015, so that it's like they were basically trying to follow some good programming principles. So basically they deprecated var and they introduced let that follows block scope. Now I'm going to tell you what exactly is block scope and what exactly is function scope. Okay, so let's start. So for example, let's say we have a function. Okay, just some demo. Okay guys, this is just a demo. I just want to show you what exactly is block scope and what exactly is function scope. So let's say I create a function and I simply name it do something. I simply name it do something. And now, okay, now remember guys, what is a block? A block is nothing, just the space between the curly braces. That means this is also a block, but it's a function block. And if in future I create a for loop, okay, so this is also a block. This is also a block, and this is also a block. And normally, according to a good programming principle, a variable should be block scoped. That means if you create a variable inside a block, that variable should be only accessible inside that block. It should be never accessible outside the block. Okay, that's a proper principle. That's what Java follows. That's what you call C Sharp follows. That's what all the good programming languages follow. But that was not the case in JavaScript. For example, if I want to show you, let me just write this loop like this using var. So let's say I write var I equals 0, I is less than, let's say 5, doesn't matter, and I plus plus. Okay, or let's say less than equal to 5. That means it will go from 0 to 5. And I simply print console.log I. Okay, now guys, please focus. Now see, I create this I for this for block. I have created this I here in the for block. That means this I should be only accessible inside this block. According to normal programming principle, this I should be only accessible inside this block. Right? That's what happens in C. That's what happens in Java. That's what happens in C Sharp. That's a good programming principle. So let's see if it is working here. Let's see. So do something. Let's see. Okay, so we have run the page, right? We have executed the page. Let's go in the console. And here we go. We get 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's correct. That's cool. But now, what if I try to access that I outside the block? Will I be able to access it? Let's see. Save it. And here we go. So we also get 6. That means this thing here is actually accessible outside the block. And that's not a good thing. A variable should never be accessible outside the block. If it is created inside a block, it should be only accessible inside a block. And that's why, because of this thing, var was not considered a good thing. So in 2015, they realized this thing, that because of this, JavaScript was not getting considered as a proper programming language. So that's why they introduced something called as let. And if you create variable with a let keyword, that means it will always be block scoped. Just like you create a variable in Java, just like you create a variable in C Sharp, this will behave like that. It will always be block scope. That means now if I try to access outside the for loop, let's see what happens. And here we go, see, after 5 we get uncaught reference error I is not defined. That means we are unable to access the I outside this for block. And that's what let does. It's exactly same. We are still creating variables, but whatever variables you create using let, those are block scoped. Like they are forming, like they are like following the proper programming principles. But whatever variables you create using var, they will be accessible throughout the function. Doesn't matter where you create them, doesn't matter in which block you create them. They will be accessible throughout the function everywhere. So even if you create it in the fourth block or fifth block, doesn't matter. It will be accessible throughout the function. Anywhere you can access it. And that's a wrong thing. That's not a good programming thing. So that's why they introduced something called as let. So guys, are we cleared? That's the difference between let and var, and that's why we should start using let and not var. But var is not wrong. It's just deprecated. It was not following the good principles. That is all. So guys, are we cleared? Everyone, are we cleared with the concept here? So that's the difference between let and var. So basically, let's make sure that in whatever block you create the variable, it should be only accessible inside that block. Guys, are we cleared? Everyone, are we cleared? Please tell me. Are we cleared with let and var? So now, from now on, we are going to use let and not var. Okay, guys, everyone? Okay, that's really cool. That's really cool. Okay, now then, let's move ahead and let's start working with the project. Okay, so that was a simple difference between let and var. Is nothing like more than this. Simple, clean. Okay, just a simple problem solved by using let. That's it. And it was introduced in ES6. So can we use var? Yes, Ravi, you can use var. It's just deprecated. That means now basically they don't want to use it. But people are still using it because a lot of projects that exist on the internet are still using var, the old projects. So they can't simply remove the var support, because if they remove it, all the old projects will start crashing. And that's what they don't want. So they are simply trying to reduce it. Once all the people in the world start using let, once all the programmers in the world start using let in their web pages, and they also update their websites, maybe at some point of time after 10 years or 15 years, they will simply remove var. But right now they can't remove it. But you should start adopting let now. Don't like stop using var. Okay, cool. Now guys, let's move ahead. So now first of all, let's prepare the data, the card data that we want. And each and every card here, I'm going to create an object for it. Okay guys, so please focus. Inside each and every card, like for each and every card, I will have an object information. Okay guys, I will have an object information for each and every card. Okay, so let's start. So first of all, I'm going to create an array. Okay, so let cards equals an array. And inside the array, I am going to have objects. Like this will be my one object, comma, the other object, comma, the other object. So basically each object will represent each card. That's all. And normally they are nothing but elements of array. This element, that means this object is on 0th index. This object is on first index. This object is on second index. Okay, that's how it works. Can we make var private and use it? Can't we make var? No, it was not created like that. That's why we can't do it. The inner functionality of var is not like that. So that's why we should not use it. That's why they simply, if that was the solution, then they would have like never created let. They created it because they created var like that initially, and that's why we can't change it. They didn't give any functionality of doing that things. Okay, guys. So basically, inside my cards array, I'm going to have objects as my element. So the first object is on 0th index. The second object is on first index. The third object is on second index. Simple. Now let's start creating them one by one. Okay, so first object. So now what is the information my object will have? So it will have like 3 to 4 information. One is this. First of all, it will have an image. Okay, let's say we simply put an image. So some value, we'll put it after some time, don't worry. Then it will have a value by which we'll compare it. Okay, right now it will be blank, so don't worry. Or let's just simply give it 1. Cool, let's simply give it 1. So value is 1. And this is the value that we're going to use to compare if both cards are same or not. So value will be the most important property of our object. Then it will have one more property named, what is the current status? Is it open or is it closed? So by default, all the cards will be closed. So status by default will be what? Closed. Status by default would be closed. Simple. Okay, guys. Everyone, are we? Who are they? W3C. W3C is nothing but it's an authority on the web. That's all. World Wide Web Consortium. It's simply an authority. Okay, and it is controlled by the internet people. That's all. So don't think about that too much right now. It's totally fine. So guys, see guys, we are creating the object. So we are having an image property here. We are having a value property and we are having a status property. Status will basically like tell that if the card is open. So by this status property, we are going to decide if the card is opened or if the card is closed. Okay, so right now, these are the three properties that I need in this case. Everyone, are we cleared? Right now, these are the three properties that I need here. And now, each and every object will look like this. Okay, and also let's pick some images, cool images. Okay, so let's simply put some cat images, dog images, or anything, whatever you want. Sir, my console is not working in Chrome console. It should work, Rahul. I think it should work. Open it properly. Let's see. Restart your Chrome. Try it once because I think like solving it from here, it will be a little tough. So try to restart your Chrome and then see if you can open the console. And please make sure that you are on the console. You should have something like this. Okay. So please make sure that you're on the console. Okay, guys. So now let's create multiple objects and also let's put, I'm going to get some images. Okay. So let's say cat PNG image. Okay. So let's take any cat image from here. So we can take it. You can take anything. It's totally fine. Okay. So let's take this one. Okay. So right click. We should take this one. Yeah, let's take this one. Copy. I don't want the copy image. I want the address. So copy image address and simply put it here. That's all. So this is the address of that image, online address of the image. Okay. And just simply copy it again because we're going to have two objects because we're going to have two cards for the same thing. Okay. So that's why I'm just going to copy and paste it. So two objects that are belonging to same card. So these two objects are going to create the exact same card. Okay. Can we directly use open with live function? Student club, what about HTML and CSS certificate? I have to see. I have to see. Okay, should we take superhero images? Jeet. Okay, okay. I think you might student club. I think for that, I think there might be an exam that will be coming up, and you have to give that exam to get that. And let me see. I don't know about that right now, so we have to check it. Okay, I have to check it. Okay, let's use superhero images, guys. Let's use superhero images. So let's say Thor PNG image. Let's take superhero images here. Or let's not say PNG. Let's say like normal images. Let's take normal images. Or image. Okay. So let's take this one. This looks cool. Yeah, this is cool. So right click, copy the image address. It's a really big image. No, we should not take this one. It will take a lot of time to load. Let's take this one. I hope it is small. Yeah, this is small. No, it's actually big, not small. Yeah, this is fine. So right click, copy image address, go in there. And again, okay. So now we have the first image. Now let's go on and create the second one. Okay. So let's take another image. So let's take Iron Man images for this. Okay. Let's take an Iron Man image. So let's take a good one. Yeah, I think this one is good. Looks good and it's like vertically big. So yeah, and it's like really big image actually. I need a little smaller than this. What about this? This is fine. This will work for us. So let's say right click, copy image address. Okay. Now let's create the next card. So for that, again, image will be this. Guys, please focus. Everyone, you have to focus. Okay. And let's give this a value of 2. Okay. And again, the status will be what? Closed. Yes, I'm gonna take Black Widow. Why not? Okay, so now this is also done. Now let's take another image. So yeah, first of all, let's take Captain's image, right? The big three. So Captain, flying jet. Why value? And you'll understand. I'm just giving a value to each and every card. That's all. That's all. Okay, so I'm just giving a value to each and every card. That's it. I think it's a really big image. Yeah, it's a really big image. Let's take a little smaller one. I hope it is small. Yeah, this is fine. So right click, copy image address, and let's create one more card. What is the use of value? Don't worry, you'll understand. Don't worry. Guys, please, let's go step by step. You will understand. Okay, you will understand. Don't worry. Right now, just focus on whatever I'm doing. Right? You have to believe me, you have to trust on me, and you have to just focus on whatever I'm doing, and I make sure that you understand everything. Okay. So for this, I'm going to give a value of 3. Don't worry, these values are nothing but mere numbers I'm giving to each and every superhero. That's all. These are nothing but some numbers, unique numbers that I'm giving to each and every superhero. Status, by default, this will also be closed. So guys, please focus. Everyone, please, you have to focus. Why 2 objects for same card? You'll understand. Don't worry. You'll understand. Because I want to display 2 cards, right? It's a card guessing game. So if you open 1 card, you also have to open the second card, right? So I need 2 cards with the same properties, with the same images and everything, right? With the same values. So that's why we're creating 2 cards with the same thing. Okay, I hope you're getting my point now. See, now we have decided that we are going to take superhero images. So let's only take superhero. So don't worry. Don't worry about the favorite characters. I'm just taking any random superhero images. That's all. Okay. So now let's also take a Superman. Okay. So don't worry. I'm just picking any random images. So don't worry about your favorite superhero, guys. Don't worry at all. I'm just really taking any random image. That's it. Just taking any random images. Whatever names comes up in my mind, I'm just taking it. So don't worry at all of whatever I'm taking. Okay. So let's take this one. Right click, copy image address. Okay, I'll take the Groot one. Groot is cute, right? So we'll take it. Again, image. I at least need like, yeah, 4. I think 4 is fine. Let's take 5. Yeah, so let's take 5. So I'll take one more that is Groot. That's all. Okay. So value of 4 to this. And again, status of close. So the card will be always closed. And let's copy this and paste it again. And now final. Let's take Groot. Or should we take baby Groot? He's cute, right? So let's take baby Groot. Yeah, I'm writing it twice. Don't worry, Durva. I'm actually writing it twice. It's intentional. Don't worry. Okay, that's all. We are done with the images, guys. We are done with the images. So let's take a cute baby Groot image and let's put it. And I have taken any random images, so don't worry at all. These are nothing but all the random images or from your suggestions. That's all. Let's take this one, baby Groot with a bag. Right? This is cool, but it's a really big image. I need a small one. This one is fine. Right click, copy image address. Paste. Value of 5. Status of, again, what? Closed. And simply copy it once more. Okay, so now the objects are done. Right? Now the objects are done, everyone. So now we have the cards array where we have 2 objects with the same properties. Okay, everyone, are we cleared? Now I have like 5 cards basically and repeat it. So basically I have 10 cards. Okay, 10 cards, and in which like 2 superheroes are same. So basically we have 5 set of cards. That's all. Okay, guys, so are we clear with this, everyone? So now the array of objects is ready. Now if we just simply want to see it, I can show it to you. No, IDs are always for uniqueness. That's why, Mrityunjay, I'm not using IDs. I'm giving values intentionally. We should not use this ID thing. IDs should be always for uniqueness. Like that's how I work. So I never use IDs normally. Whenever I want to repeat something, I never call it ID because IDs are always for uniqueness. Okay. So now let's simply print this array of objects and let's see what are we getting. And now I'm going to show you how to randomize this array, how to shuffle this array. It's like you shuffle the cards so that cards go here and there. We also have to randomize this images. And Mrityunjay, I think there is nothing like simplicity. Whatever you call it ID, call it value. I think these are just names, right? So not a problem at all. Okay, guys. So let's see. Let's print the array and let's see. And here we go. See, we have 10 elements in the array. And here we go. We simply have different images and image status value. Okay, image status value. Are we cleared, everyone? Guys, are we cleared? Guys, everyone, are we cleared with this till now? Guys, you have to focus. You have to work with me so that you understand. So please tell me, are we cleared with this? Now, I'm going to show you how to shuffle this array. Just like we have a deck of cards. So let's say we have 10 cards. Okay, and we shuffle it so that everything becomes random. So that's why what I'm going to do, I'm going to shuffle it. Okay, and for shuffling, I'm going to use Bernstein shuffling algorithm. So there is an algorithm that's a person called Bernstein made. So we're going to use that algorithm. Okay, because a lot of programming languages have a shuffle function directly, but in JavaScript we don't have that. Or I think we can also use a library, but we don't want to do that. So let's try it. Let's actually implement that algorithm and shuffle our array just like shuffling a card. And remember, guys, whatever logic you're learning today, you can also use this in future card games, whether you can make a Teen Patti game or any card game that you want. So please try to understand this shuffling logic, because this shuffling logic is going to help you a lot in future. Because if you're into game development, then shuffling is one of the most important things that you're going to need. Okay. So guys, can we start with shuffling? MD carefully, what do you want to understand, buddy? We have not done anything till now. We have just created an array of objects. Okay. Okay, guys. So let's start. It's Bernstein shuffling algorithm. I think the spelling, I don't remember the spelling, but let me just write it. It's like Bernstein. I think the name is like this. I don't remember now, but that's fine. I think it is like this only. So Bernstein shuffling algorithm. So let's implement it, guys. Let's implement it and let's see if we can shuffle this array out. Okay, guys. So please focus. Yes, we're going to use math.random function in that. We're going to need it. Yes. So guys, can we start with the algorithm and then I'll also explain it. So I'm assuming you know loops. Okay, everyone. I really assume that you know loops because you have learned it in the 4 days. So I'm assuming that. Okay. So let's start, guys. Please focus. Instead of going here and there, instead of asking anything from anywhere, try to focus on the project. And don't worry. For all your doubts, I'm on the community. You can anytime go on the community, put your doubts and I'll answer it. But for now, please, guys, please focus on the project. It's really important. Okay. So let's go on. So what we have to do is, I'm simply going to apply a for loop. Okay. And I'm going to go reverse in the array. So I'll start from the 10th element and go to the 0th element. So basically it's 9th, right? If I have 10 elements, so first element is at 0th index and the last element is at 9th index. So let's go on. So let I equals, okay, I equals cards dot length -1. That means from the 9th element, the last element. Okay. And I want to go till I is greater than equal to 0. Okay. That means till 0. I want to go till 0 and I minus. So I'm basically going reverse. That's all. I'm simply going reverse. Normally we go from 0 to the end. Now we are going from end to the 0. That's all. So now see how it works, how the logic works here. So now this will pick a card for me. This thing will pick a card for me. So from this, I'm going to pick every card from the end. So first I'll pick the 9th card, then I'll pick the 8th card, then I'll pick the 7th card, then I'll pick the 6th card, then 5th card, like this. Because I'm basically going from 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And I'll generate one more index, but that will be completely random. So one index is fixed. I'm going from 9 to 0. The other index, basically what I'm going to do is, I'm going to swap all the elements of the array here and there. That's the logic. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to swap all the elements here and there to make all the elements random. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to swap all the elements here and there. So the first element, I'm choosing it intentionally. Okay, fine. I want the 9th element. But now, I pick the 9th element, and from the other 8 elements, I'm going to pick any element randomly and swap it. So then I'll take the 8th element, and then from the other 7 elements, I'm going to pick any element randomly and swap it. So basically, I'm picking any random element and swapping it with some element. And that's how I'm generating a random array. That's how I'm basically shuffling it. Like this. You have a card, you keep it somewhere, and then you like take any card from the deck, put it on the top, and just swap it. That's all. That's all. Completely random. So next index will be completely random. So let's generate that as well. Let J, and let's generate a random index. So what I'm going to do for that is math.floor, so that there is no decimal points. Math.random, okay, multiplied by I plus 1. And this will generate a completely random index for me. A completely random index for me. That's all. A completely random index for me after leaving the first element. So after leaving the first element, so whatever element I have selected from I, leaving that, it will take all the other elements and pick any random element from it and swap it. That's how it is going. Okay. And now let's write the swapping logic, and we know how to write it. We know how to write the swapping logic, right? So first of all, let's create a temporary variable. We have learned it in C and C++ also. So a temporary variable. And now let's do it. Temp equals cards of I. Cards of I equals cards of J. J is completely random element. And then cards of J equals the temporary element. And that's it. This is our shuffling logic. So let me just write it here. I really don't remember the person's spelling name, but let me just put it. Dunstan, maybe. Dunstan shuffling. So I'm just writing it so that if I share the file with you, you can get it, right? So Dunstan shuffling algorithm. That's all. And now let's print the array and let's see it now. So console.log the array, that is the cards. Okay. Now let's see. I'm again printing it and let's see what is happening with it. What is happening to the cards? Refresh and now let's see, guys. Now see, normally what we have as our first image, Thor's image, right? And the value is 1. So for the first two elements, the value is 1. Let's see. If it is same, then it is not shuffled. If it is not same, then it might be shuffled. So let's see. And here we go. Value 3, value 1, value 4. Everything is shuffled, guys. Everything is shuffled. Value 3. Can you see it? After a shuffling logic, everything is here and there now. So now inside the element, everything is shuffled. The array is shuffled. Why I'm writing +1? Fatima, I'm writing +1 so that the element on the ith index is not picked. It should not be picked because that is where I'm going to swap. So I want to leave that element and I have to pick the random element from other elements. So basically, if my I is 9, that means I'm on the 9th element. So leave that element, don't pick it. Pick it from all the other elements. Pick a random element from other elements and then swap them. Then I pick the 8th one. Now don't pick it. Pick randomly from any other element and then swap it. So that's why I +1. So that don't consider the current element for randomness. Always consider the after elements. Okay. So that's why we're doing it. So this is the logic. This is the simplest shuffling logic. Okay. And we can always use this to shuffle the array. Okay. And it's an optimized logic. So don't worry, it's an optimized logic. Okay, everyone. So now this thing has shuffled our cards array. And every time I refresh, it will generate a different shuffling. So every time our cards will be shuffled. So guys, are we clear with this? Yes, I can explain you. See, now we know that this will generate a completely random number. Think of it like this. Okay, let me just create a normal array for you. Okay, guys. Let's say if you're not understanding it, let me just explain it to you again. Now, see, this is just like, it's a program thing, right? It's a logic. So let me just do it for you once again. Let me just do it for you. Let's say we have an array like this. Let A equals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, Vikas Reddy, math.random is a JavaScript function. Math.random is a JavaScript function which generates a random number between 1 to 0. Now, guys, please focus. Everyone, please focus. Okay? See, guys, let's say this is our array. Now, see, this was a complex array. So leave it. Let's say we have a simple array like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Now, guys, see. Now, let's say in the start, I have 4. That means this element. I have this element because I'm going reverse, right? I'm going from the last to first because I'm going from I cards.length to 0. So let's say this is the element. Okay. So I is 4. That means I'm getting this element. This is the element. And then J, I'm generating completely random index from all the other 4 elements. This will generate a completely random index number from all the other 4 indexes. So that's cool. Let's say it's generate 2. That means now the index on the element on the second index, that is 3, and the element on the fourth index, that is 5, will be swapped. That means they will go like this, completely random. Cool, fine, perfect. Now the next time I will become what? 3. And let's say j generates 1 because it's random. It is random. So let's say j generates 1. That means now element on the third index and element on the first index will be swapped. So basically this is the element on the third index. So here we go, 4 and 2. Now let's say I becomes 2 because yes, I is decrementing, right? So I will become 2 definitely. And now let's say this generates like 4. Doesn't matter at all. Okay, but right now we just swapped it, right? But that's fine. Yeah, cool. So now the element on the second index, that is 5. Okay, it's like just generating random elements, that's all. So that is 5, and fourth element 3. So now it will go like this, 3 and 5. And let's say now it goes with 1 and it goes with like 3. Doesn't matter, it's random. So now it will go like this. First element is this, right? So 4. Okay, I'm generating really bad random numbers. So let's say this is 0. This will be 1. Let's say this generates 4. Okay, so basically this thing will go here and this thing will come here, and finally at the end this will be 0, and let's say this generates 3. So basically the first element will go here and this element will come here, and at the end you'll have an array like this, 2 5 3 1 4, 2 5 3 1 4. Simple. So basically at the end it will simply generate a random number, like a randomness in the array. That's all. And every time it will generate a new one because we are sure about the I. It is going from 5 4 3 2 1 0. But 4 3 2 1 0. But we are not sure about the J. It can generate anything. That's all. Okay. And yes, Hemant. You guys are telling me like you're not understanding I plus 1. Like why I did I plus 1, right? See, I'm doing math.random, which generates a number from 0 to 1. That means it will always generate a decimal number. Okay. So I have to multiply it. I have to multiply it with something to get a single number. So I'm not multiplying it by I because I don't want the same number again, because I is already fixed. So I'm always doing I plus 1. That means I don't want the I. Take anything greater than it. I don't care. But I don't want the I. That's what I'm doing here. So that we don't swap the same element with the same element. I want to swap it with some other element. So go I plus 1. Generate anything after that. So after multiplication, we can get anything. But at least don't multiply it by I, so that we'll have less chances of getting the same element. Okay? So that we have less chances. Right? So that's how it works. And yes, if you don't, guys, let's do one thing. Instead of let's name this array as cards for a minute. Let's say this array is cards for a minute. Okay, and don't worry about it right now a lot. Okay, let's just rename it for C for now, so that I can show you. Okay, now let's say this is the cards array. So 1 2 3 4 5. Save it and let's see now. See guys, we get 2 5 1 3 4. See, refresh it. 5 4 3 2 1. Refresh it. 2 4 3 1 5. Refresh it. 5 3 4 1 2. 3 2 1 5 4. Anything. It's totally fine. 2 4 5 3 1. 1 2 4 5 3. So you'll get anything. That's all. You'll get any randomness in that. And that's how this logic is working. So basically, I is getting one element, and then J is getting any other element, but not the element that is on the ith index. J can get anything else. Doesn't matter. But not the element that is on the I index. So take any other element, but not the element that is on the ith index. And that is it. Okay, is that cleared? Nope, Somya, that's the thing here, right? See, you're multiplying it by random, right? You're multiplying it by mat.random. So even if like I is 4, then I plus 1 becomes 5, okay? And let's say if it gets multiplied by 0.2, then you'll get a decimal number, and then it will be flowed. It will be brought down to the lowest limit, not to the upper one. It will be rounded to the lowest limit. That's why we have this mat.flow, right? And see, the maximum that it can go it's beyond the index, right? The maximum I can be is what? 5, right? Sorry, 4. So if it becomes 5, that doesn't exist, that's fine. But you are multiplying it using math.random, and then whatever you get, let's say you get 1.2, 1.4, or 2.5, you're also math.flooring it. So you're rounding it down to the bottom, not to the top. So you will definitely get something lower than that. Exactly, Nanami. Exactly. I add 1 so that I prevent that it should not choose itself. That's all. That's the whole logic. Okay, everyone? It will never get it because it's always I plus 1. That's all. It will never get beyond it, right? Because the I is getting lesser every time. So it will only get 1 ahead. It will never go beyond that. So don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Who is asking that? Yeah, Omkar Gaikwad, it will never go beyond index. It will go only 1 beyond index, but after flooring, it will come back. So it will never go like completely beyond index. So don't worry about it. Okay, and it's an algorithm, and it's an like this was just an explanation of the algorithm, but this is a proven algorithm, and this is not the logic that I'm creating. This is the logic that this guy created. Okay, so it's a proven algorithm. That's all. So don't worry about it. Okay, guys, so that's it. It is just, we're just using it to shuffle it, and that's all. You can always like keep it same. It's totally fine because that's the algorithm. You don't have to change it anywhere. That's how the algorithm works. Okay, guys, are we cleared, everyone? Are we cleared? Can we move ahead now? So now we have shuffled our array. That was the biggest thing in this project, shuffling the array. So this is the whole shuffling logic. Let's just keep it here. Okay, let's just keep it here. That's all. So the whole shuffling logic is this, shuffling the array, and you can use it in future for shuffling cards, for creating a Teenpatti game or any kind of card game where you need shuffling. You can use this. And that's all. That's how I think OTPs are also generated. You have a big string, you shuffle it, extract 3 words, and send an OTP. Shuffling array and everything. Shuffling array is one of the most important things that we use a lot of times. Okay, guys. So can we move ahead now? Math.floor, Jitendra, math.floor is simply a function that is used for rounding, but it will go to lower limit. For example, let's say I say that the number is 1.9 and I want to round it. I want to round it. So according to rounding, this will go to 2. But math.floor is a kind of rounding where you like pull it down. So basically 1.9 will become 1. 1.8 will also become 1, and 1.1 will also become 1. So math.floor is just a rounding function which always rounds down, never rounds up. That's all. That's all. Now these are the functions that I was like, I expected that you will be knowing, but that's fine, totally fine. Don't worry about them. Okay, don't worry. We didn't learn it, but just try to understand it right now because it is needed for our projects. Okay, guys. Okay, cool. Now let's move ahead. And don't worry, once you learn it, you can search for function on the internet and you can still start like looking out there. You'll understand these are very basic functions, so don't worry. Now, this will shuffle the cards, and now time to display the cards. Okay, guys, so can we start? Now we have to, and okay, let's change the name of the cards array, right? We don't need this array here. Remove this, we don't need this. We need this array. So rename it again. This was the cards array. Cool. So now cards array is done. Now let's create a function that will display all the cards on the browser. But before that, let's create a very simple layout on the browser. Okay. Okay, so let's create a simple layout on the browser. So guys, see, today's lecture can be like extended a little, so don't worry about it if it extends. Okay, don't worry. So now let's create a simple CSS layout very quickly so that we can have at least a good design for it. Okay, so let's go on. First of all, div class, I'm going to name it container. And also, and don't worry about the CSS, guys. Don't worry if you don't like understand anything about the CSS. There is the HTML CSS essential. I would like suggest you to go there and watch it. I have taken all of it. So there is a HTML CSS essential. I have taught all about the basics of CSS and everything. So you can go there and you can just learn about it. So if you don't understand any CSS, don't worry. This is easy. But I'll suggest you to go to the HTML CSS essentials and watch it. Okay. Star, so that every element's margin is reduced. So margin 0 pixel, adding 0 pixel. Okay. Now let's go on. Dot container. because I'm going to do a lot of CSS today. Okay. So let's say adding top of 50 pixels, padding bottom of 50 pixels, and just for now, background color of gray. Save it and let's see. Here we go, we have the element, but we don't need the container to be width of 100%. So let's give it a width of around 80%. Here we go. And also a margin left. And also let's close the console for a second so that we see the complete design at once. Okay. And also margin left. Now we can also use flex boxes, but I'm not using flex boxes because I don't want to make it tough for you. Okay, that's why I'm using like really basic CSS. So margin left 10% so that it moves from the left in this case. And don't worry, to understand about margin, to understand about everything, you can just go and try to like understand my HTML and CSS things that I've taught. I've taught it from the very basic, so you'll understand all of it. Don't worry about it. Okay, and right now I can use flexboxing, I can use grids, so don't worry about that, guys. If you know it, I'm trying to use the simple CSS so that everyone can understand it. Okay, and I want everyone's font family to be same, so I'm simply going to give it here, Cjo UI. So this will be my font family for whole page. Now, first thing I need inside the container is an H1 that will basically say yes, the card. And also inside this div, I'm going to have one more div. And I'm going to give it a class of pad. Let's put this H1 inside that div. And let's style the pad element. So dot pad, padding of 20 pixels from all around. Like this. So we have a padding from 20 pixels. That's cool. Okay. And now, yeah. So here I want to display the title, and here I want to display the score. Right? It will be like always be updated when I open the card. The score will always get updated. So let's adjust the car in the right side here. Okay. So for that, what I have to do is, first of all, we can't directly create H1 now. First of all, let's go and create a div, and let's call it header. Let's call it header and dot header. Okay, so let's give it a height of 50 pixels and a width of around 100%. And also background color of red. Okay, cool. And now inside this, first thing that I'm going to have here is, so let's use a little bit of flex boxing. So don't worry, let me just use a little bit of flex boxing here. So first thing I'm going to have it is an H1 in which I'm going to write guess the card. And the second thing I'll have is my score. So I'll have one more H1 here in which I'll simply put score. And let's say for now it is 0 initially. So I'll have two things right now like this. Now let's adjust them side by side. So go in the header and tell the header to have a display of flex. Here we go. And now I want one at this end and one at other end. So for that, I'm going to have justify content space between. And by this, the score is here and the title is here. And don't worry, guys, don't worry. If you're not understanding the CSS perfectly, you have to just go and watch that session, because see, now we can't learn a lot of CSS, but I would suggest you to really go and like watch that HTML and CSS session. You'll understand everything. Okay. Sir, how you give the code like PDF of files or PPT or GitHub on 20th July? Hope for notes that can be covered here, like other important for career basics. So how you give the code like PDF or files or PPT or GitHub on 20th July? So for submission, you can simply like upload it on GitHub and share as the link. Simple. Create a repository, upload your project or upload all of your files and share us the link. That's how you can use. We can also use float gamer, but that's not that we should do because float is deprecated. So we should not use float. Float is just like a hack. We should never use it. We can use it. It's not totally fine. It will never like harm us. But that's how like now that's not according to standards. So that's why we are not using it. Okay, because flex boxing is a lot easier. Okay, so now the title is done, and now we can simply remove the red color from here. Here we go. The red is removed. And now let's create the section where we're going to display the cards. So one more div after the header here. Let's call it cards. Cards dot cards will have a width 100% again, or let's say 90%. 90%. Oh, that's fine. 100 is fine. I feel 100% is cool. 100%. Sir, when will you start React JS session? I think there is. We are going to start it soon. We are going to start it soon. I think there is a date. I don't like remember right now, but I think there is a date coming soon. Okay, and no height. And but just for now, let's give it a height. So let's give it a height of 30 pixels so that you can see it at least. And let's give it a background color of light gray. I just want you to see this. Okay, and let's save the HTML as well. We didn't save it. And here we go. We have this here. So inside this element, we are going to display all our cards. So inside this element, we are going to display all our cards. Okay. So let's create a simple card first. And also, first of all, let me just remove the height. I don't want it to have any height. Now let's simply create a simple card first. Just one card. That's all. So div class card. Excessive use of padding and margin is good or bad? There's nothing like excessive use. There's just like how you can make things good. That's all. There's nothing like excessive use of margin padding because these things are the most important things that you use for alignment and adjusting of like the things. So there's nothing like excessive use of it. You just have to understand it, how to make the best use of it. Okay, that's all. That's all. And everyone have a different designing way. So some people use a lot of reusability. Some people don't do a lot of reusability, but nothing harms here. But you'll understand it slowly, what to use at what time and how to make your code more better and reusable. So there's nothing like excessive use. There's nothing like that. You'll understand slowly over time how to use the classes and padding and everything properly. Okay. You don't have to give Zaid height auto. You don't have to give height by default becomes auto if you don't give it. So don't worry about it. Just don't give it. Height is auto. Okay, so it's by default, so you don't have to give it. Okay, so let's style the card now. Dot card. Okay, guys, please focus. So I'm gonna give a height of 300 pixels, and I'm gonna give a width of 22%, and I'm gonna give it a background color of red. And here we go. We have one card. Okay, we have one card here. And just like this, I'm going to create a lot of cards. So for example, if you want to see, just like this now, if you want to see how I'm going to do it, you can do something like this. See, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, like this. And right now they're going all in one line because these are block elements. So let's go to the cards and first of all, tell them to have a display of flex, also flex wrap. So that they go like this. Okay, and now let's tell them justify content space evenly. And here we go. And also let's give them margin top little, so it will be to the card. So let's go on and see margin top of 20 pixels like this. And here we go. We'll have our cards like this. So now see the last two cards are going out. So let's reduce the width a little so that we can adjust like around 5 in one line, right? So let's say we give 18 pixel each, 18% each. So now we have like 5 in top and 5 at bottom. So now it looks cool. It looks fine. Okay. So this is what I wanted. Everyone, this is what I wanted. And I think you can understand it now. Okay. So now if you know, you can also adjust it using inline block. You can do anything. So this is fine for me now. This is cool for me now. And I'm happy with it. So everyone, done. We have designed the layout. And now if you can, like, if you want, you can give like a good color to it. It's totally fine. Okay. You can also give it a good color. Okay. You can give it like gray or anything you want. But the cards here, we are not going to generate it what you call using like we're not going to directly write it here. We're going to generate these cards using JavaScript. Why not use grid? Because I think grid will become a lot complex for all the people here. That's why I'm not using grid. I'm just trying to make it simple because a lot of people here don't know CSS at all, right? So I'm just trying to make it simple for every one of them. Or a lot of people know a little bit of CSS, but they don't know it all. That's why I'm not using the complex things like grid and everything, because they don't have that understanding right now. Okay, so that's why once they learn, they will make it more better. Okay, Retro Rath, I hope you understand my point, buddy. Okay, cool. Now, what I'm saying is we are not going to display the cards. So this was just a layout that I was making, but we are not going to generate the cards like this. We're going to generate our cards using what? Using JavaScript. Okay, so remember this. So now let's remove all of this. Just keep this place here and also give it an ID. ID of cards. That's it. Now we don't have anything, but now let's generate those cards using the JS. Okay. So let's create a function of display cards. Okay, display cards is a function in which I'll pass the array as my parameter. So I can pass any cards array. So let's say I simply pass data inside this. And yes, I forgot to put this function here. Function display cards, and I'm going to pass data. Oh, spelling mistake. Function. Okay. And now I'm just going to loop through data and generate a string. And I just want to put that HTML string inside the cards div, inside this div here. So remember the inner HTML, right, guys? Do you guys remember the inner HTML? That's what we're going to do. So let's loop through all the cards. So we have to loop through the array. That's all. We simply have to loop through the array. Okay, everyone, we simply have to loop through the array. So let's loop through the array and then let's generate all the divs that we need. So first of all, I'm simply gonna create a variable named cards string, which will be completely blank. So basically I'm creating a blank variable here. That's it, card string. Okay, this will hold all the HTML that I'm going to create, because we know in JavaScript HTML is just like text. Okay, HTML is just like text. So blank variable, and now let's loop through all the cards. So now instead of using for loop, I'm going to use a for each loop. Okay, instead of using a for loop, I'm going to use a for each loop, which is much more simpler to write. So what you have to write it, array name. So my array name is data. See, I'm going to pass it from here. So let's say my array name is data. Okay, so data, or let's call it data. So data dot for each. Okay. See, what I'm going to do is when I call this function in future like this, display cards, I'm going to pass my array here like this. I'm going to pass my array here like this. That's why I'm doing this. I'm going to pass my array like this, everyone. So please remember, I'm going to pass my array like this. So it will, this cards will actually go in data. So cards and data are going to be same thing. That's why I can for each the data. Okay, so data dot for each. Then here we're going to have a function, anonymous function, and inside this parameter, we'll have one card available every time. So let's call it card. Now let's generate the string. So cards string plus equal to, let's generate it. Instead of using double quotes, use templating this thing, so that you can also like write it in multiple lines easily. You can write also it in multiple lines easily. So you can write your HTML properly. So instead of using double quotes, because if you use double quotes, you have to use the plus and everything again and again to concatenate variables and strings. So don't use double quotes. Use this template literals. This is just before your one in the keyboard. Just before the one, you will see that tilde symbol. That's where this key is. Okay. And now inside this, you can simply write your HTML normally. So let's write div slash div with a class. So basically we're generating a HTML string. That's all. Yes, Danesh, we have already cards created. Here we go. Yes, Danesh, can you see it? We already have the cards here. Okay, guys. So guys, see, this is just like a normal loop, but it's more preferable and more easier to write. So data.for each, that means I will go for each element of the array, and that each element will be available in this variable card. So basically at one time, when this loop starts running, at one time, one single element, that means one single object, in this case, will be available in this card variable, and I can use it. Simple. Okay. So don't worry about it. Don't worry about it at all. Okay. Now let's first of all write the background image. So now I'm going to use some inline CSS here. So style, okay, style, and let's give it a background hyphen. Sorry, should we use hyphen here? Yep, I can use hyphen. Background image URL. This. You can use the variable like this, and then card dot image. Image is the property, right? So put it like this, and that's it. Let's see if it can. Or it will change your existing array. Nope, it will not change, Mrityunjay. No, 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 no. Why it will change? Why will it change my existing array? Once the array is shuffled, our array is shuffled. And now for each will go through it one by one. That's fine. For each doesn't care what is your array type. It's just an array. I want to go it one by one. So once the array is shuffled, I don't care, right? For each says I don't care. I'm going to just go one by one. That's all. It's a good practice to give plural names of parameter because we are using array and pass the singular name in the callback. I think that's what we have done, right? That's what we have done. We call it data because it is our array data. And in future, we're going to pass a lot of arrays. That's why we have called it data. And here you can see it's a single card. That's why we are using singular names. So I hope you're fine with this code, Sujal. I really hope. Okay, buddy? Okay, guys. Now let's move ahead. So now we have this div. Okay. And also, I'm going to write some CSS for the card. So let's go here and let's write background hyphen size power. Okay. And now let's see if our cards are getting generated properly. So this loop will generate a simple card, a div for each and every element. And at the end, what we are going to do is we're going to put all the divs that we are generating inside this cards area, inside this cards element. So let's do it just like we learned yesterday. After generating document dot get element by id cards dot inner HTML equals the card string that we have generated. That's it. Done. And here we are calling this function. So it should be it. Let's do it. Okay. So guys, are we clear with this? Everyone? So display cards is a function in which we simply pass an array. So that's why I called it data. Okay. And we have a card string, basically, which will hold all the HTML string that we are generating. So basically, we're going through each of the objects, each element in the array that is nothing but an object. And then we simply generate the string like this. So this div will be generated for each and every element. And inside the div, I'm simply using a background image and I'm passing the image. And that's it. Okay. And at the end, we should have a collection of divs with different images because each card have different image. And at the end, whatever we have generated as in the card string, we simply put in the inner HTML of the cards element. That means in between this where we want the cards to be generated. And that's it. Are we cleared, guys? And then at the end, we simply call the function. Everyone, are we cleared? Guys, are we clear with this logic? Everyone, are we clear with this logic? Guys? Everyone, please tell me, are we clear with this logic? Guys, everyone? Everyone, please tell me, are we cleared? So let me just confirm. Once we are cleared, then we can move ahead. So guys, everyone, are we cleared? Please tell me that. Okay, that's really cool. I think the charts are a little delayed today, but that's cool. Piyush, buddy, what is your doubt? What is your doubt, Piyush? You can directly ask your doubt, buddy. Okay, let's see what are we getting here. And here we go. We get all the cards and you can see they are scattered randomly. If I refresh it, again, see, it's totally random. Once I refresh, they go here and there. And that's fine. That's what we wanted, right? Completely random. Okay. So that's how we get it. And yes, let me repeat it once for you, 2K19. Don't worry, buddy. Let's do it. Okay. So now see what's going to happen here. See. So display cards is the function. in which we pass the array. Okay. Now see, this is the main logic. This is the main logic. Yes, 2K19, don't spam the chat, buddy. I'm going to repeat it for you. Don't worry. I am going to repeat it for you. So now see, what we do is we go through all the elements. We go through all the elements. Now see, this is where the basics of JavaScript are required. But right now we don't know a lot of JavaScript, right? Because we have not learned a lot of JavaScript in the last 4 days. But that's fine. Let's try to understand it once here. So for all the elements, that means for all the elements of the array, for all the elements of the array, okay, that means let's say this thing is the first element. Okay, let's say this thing is the first element. So this thing will come here inside this card, and I'm generating a card string. So this is the string that I'm generating. And inside this, see, now I can't write external CSS for this. So I'm simply writing style equals directly here. I'm writing the style. So background image URL, and inside that, now see, this card here is holding this complete object, but I only want the image from that. I only want the image value. So that's why I'm writing card.image. That's how you use objects. I think you guys didn't learn a lot about objects in the first 4 days, right? So that's why it is a little confusing for you, but that's fine. So to try to understand, card is basically the complete element, the complete object, which has image, which has value, and which also has the, what do you call that, status. Okay, but I only want the image. So that's how you like concat string and variable in templating. So this whole thing was a string, right? But I wanted to mix a variable. So to mix a variable, you always use this. Remember, to mix a variable in a string, you always use this dollar curly braces, and inside that you can write your variables simply. That's it. So card.image, card is the whole element. Card here is the whole element, and then simply dot image will give you the image. And to put a variable with a string, you simply use the dollar curly braces. Okay, that thing is something I thought that you will be like, you might have learned in the first 4 lectures, but that's fine. That's fine. I hope now you got guys like understood this. Okay. Okay, everyone. Oh yes. So Sujal is again saying it's not good to practice to write inline CSS, so it's better to go with not at all. Who said it's not good to write inline CSS? It's not at all the case. It's not at all the case. It's not like that. It's not like that. We just don't write inline CSS because we much more focus on the reusability. But sometimes when it is required, we have to use it, buddy. And whenever you find the inline CSS the easiest, that's why it is made. So it's not at all a bad practice to use inline CSS, Sujal. Okay, I hope you're cleared, buddy, now, right, Sujal? Not at all. So I'll just tell you that please don't try to spread false information in the chat, buddy. So whatever you know, that is really great, buddy. Okay, and you can ask anything, but just don't write anything that is wrong in the chat. That's my main aim is here. Okay, and it's not at all a bad practice to write inline CSS. Not at all a bad practice. It's just we don't use it a lot. That's all, because it has a lot of like disadvantages as compared to external CSS, because it is like the highest priority in the specificity, right? That's why we ignore to use it, because we focus on reusability a lot. But when you want to force something, at that time you're going to use inline CSS. And when you have no other options, basically, then you're going to write like this. Okay, and in here it is required. Okay, I hope Sujal is clear, right? In here it is required because we can't do it externally because elements are random. I hope you're understanding my point, buddy. Okay, let's move ahead. What if we use card instead of data inside function? Data is the whole array. Okay, so data, see, the difference between this data and this card is, see, when we call the display card function, we pass the whole array, and this whole array is going in the data. So the data is the whole array, and this card is a single object from that data array. So I hope it is clear. Okay, and now we get this every time it's completely random. But now we want to hide all of them, guys. Okay, everyone, there is important to, okay, that's fine, Sujal. Then you try something and try to write some code and submit it to me on the community. I'll see that. What do you write for this? Okay, Sujal. Okay, buddy. Cool, guys. Let's move ahead now. Everyone. Okay. So now we want to hide all of the cards. We want to hide all of the cards. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add one more class, or let's not add one more class. Let's simply create one more div inside it that will act as an overlay. That will act as an overlay. So let's create a simple div inside it. Okay. And now it will have a class based on the status. Okay, it will have a class based on the status. So see now, are all the cards have a status, right guys? All the cards here have a status of closed, and in future I will change the status to opened. In future, if we need it, we'll also change it to opened. So now what we're going to do is, see guys, everyone, whatever is the status, I'll use that as my class. So that basically means I'm going to do this: class equals dollar card dot status. Okay, now you'll see that there will be one more div getting created inside all the elements, and it will have a state like class of closed, because whatever was my status, I'm converting that into the class. So guys, please focus. Here we go. See guys, everyone, please try to focus here and see. Now see, inside this card I have one div and the class is closed. Why the class is closed? Because I'm using the status of the card as my class. So, and you can see that all the status are currently closed, and that's why here we have closed. Are we cleared, everyone? Guys, are we cleared? Everyone, are we cleared with this? Okay, so that's why we have a class of closed here, and I hope we are cleared with this. Everyone, I really hope we are cleared with this. So class of closed is there. Okay, see, this dollar curly braces is helping us to like mix the variable in the string. It's just a syntax. This dollar curly brace is the syntax of ES6 JavaScript that helps you. This is the syntax. This is what you use to write your variables if you're writing them inside a string. This is what you use to mix the variables with string. Is that cleared, guys? Okay, now let's move ahead. And also I'm going to give it one more class. So I'm also going to give it a class of overlay. So it will have two classes. One is overlay and one is close. Let's see if we get both the classes. I want two classes for this. So let's see if we have both the classes here. And here we go. See guys, we have a class of overlay and we have a class of close. So we have both the classes, and that's it. That's what we wanted. Now let's go on. Now see guys, now inside all the elements we have a div which has two classes, an overlay class and a closed class. So now let's write some CSS for both the classes. First of all, let's write something for dot overlay. So dot overlay, okay, height exact same. So height 300 pixels and width anything like, for example, oh sorry, not anything, with 100%. And let's give it a background color of like what you can give anything. So let's give it a gray. Okay. And now let's see it. And here we go. See, now each and every card here is closed in that case. And also let's remove the previous gray color so that it looks like a little better. Okay, so let's remove this container color and let's remove this cards color from here. And now we'll have something like this. Now see, on all the cards I have an overlay which is simply gray in color. So all the cards are covered with an overlay. Are we clear, guys? Dollar is it is taking variables from the class, right? Not class. It is simply used to like put variables. That's all. It's basically an expression language syntax. It's an EL syntax. That's all. So it's not taking it from class. It's not taking it from class. That's it. Why we need to use CSS in JS, sir? Please explain this. Because see, first of all, we are generating an element. So this is not JS. This is here is HTML that is getting generated using JavaScript. So this whole HTML and CSS is getting generated using JavaScript. Okay, but not a problem. You guys don't know about JavaScript right now, so that's fine. That's fine. You didn't learn a lot of JavaScript in the first 4 days, so that's totally fine for now. That's totally fine. So just try to understand it right now. That's it. That's it. Okay. And Dhanesh, nobody know. Dollar is just a syntax. See, just like you have int, just like you have var, just like you have system.out.println or printf. In the same case, you simply have this thing. It's simply a syntax in which you can put any variable, age, name, or anything. It is used when you are trying to put a variable inside a string. So for making sure that it is considered as a variable, use this dollar curly braces. Okay. So guys, are we cleared? So inside my card has a background image, and inside the card I have an overlay div which is covering the whole card. So guys, are we cleared? Can we use the overlay like real backside of a card? Why not? We can also do that. Why not? We can also do that. But right now, like, we don't have that much time to like do that fancy css. But if at the end, if we have time, I'll show you how to like make it flip. So don't worry. But right now, let's first try to complete the game. Once it is completed, that we can like what you can research it, you can research on it, you can make improvements, you can make it flip and animate it, do whatever you want. It's totally fine. Yes, there is others. There is. You can just go on and you can also like search for the Let's Upgrade JS essentials that I used to take in the past times, and you can like learn a lot of JS from there. I have like taught a lot of JS and I have created a lot of projects in JS, so you can learn all of that. And yes, in our advanced sessions also we have the complete JS course where we start from the very scratch and end at like really a great place where we have learned a lot of JS. So we have a lot of things. What is overlay? It's just a name that I have given. Overlay is something like normally that covers something, right? Overlay is just like a sheet that covers something. So I just name it overlay because I'm trying to use it to cover a image. That's why I've just named it overlay. That's all. That's the whole reason. That's the whole reason I have named it overlay. It's just a name, guys. Please, guys, always try to understand. If I give some names, these are just names. I just give a class name overlay because I'm using it for that particular purpose, right? For hiding the image. That's why I'm calling it overlay. That is all. That is all. Is that clear? Now, guys, see, there's one more thing I want to do. There's one more thing I want to do, right? Please focus now. So now, if let's say I'm writing one more class named opened, okay? I have a class named opened, okay? And opened will do what? Opened will simply say display none. That means if any card, if any overlay has an opened class with it, then it will not be displayed. So please provide link for direction to complete advanced JS. Yep, I will do it. I will do it. I will do it. Don't worry, buddy Adarsh. Okay, guys, please focus, everyone. Guys, please focus on the project. Let's go step by step, guys. Please focus on the project right now, okay? So display none. Right now, nothing is happening now. So basically what I did is I created one more class named opened and I simply said display none. Okay, that means wherever we have this opened class, that element will not be displayed. That means, see, what if I go to a card and instead of giving it closed, I simply change its status to opened. That means for this particular card here, instead of closed, opened class will be applied, right? Because I'm using the status as a class. So if anyone's status is opened, here we'll have an opened class and not a closed class. And wherever I have opened, that element will not be displayed. Let's see what is happening. Save it. And if you go see, that particular image is open. So wherever that image goes, it will always be opened. See? So this is the class that we'll use to open an image. So wherever it goes, it will always be opened. Guys, are we understanding? So basically, this is what I have to do. To open a card, I will simply change its status from closed to opened, and that will what open the card. But by default, I want it to be closed. So by default, everything is closed. But when I click on a card, I will simply change the card's status from closed to opened, and that will open the card. Are we cleared, guys? Okay, no, I have not named it right now. We'll name it in future. See, all the status here are closed, right? All the statuses that I have given to all the elements are closed. Okay, and I'm using the status for giving a class name. That means all the class names are going to be closed. But in future, when I click, I will change the status to opened. And when I change the status to opened, then it will get a class name as opened. And if the class name is opened, then the element will not be there. And that's all. Is that clear, Namani? So that's what we are going to do. That's the trick. I'm just showing you that if any of the div has opened class, then it will be opened. It will not be visible. Okay. Right now, everyone is closed. Now we have to change the status from closed to opened when we click on an element. Now, are we getting my point, everyone? Okay, everyone? So that's the trick. That is the trick, everyone. That is the trick. So now focus. Let's do it. Okay. I was just showing you that now if any element is opened, we can see it. So now let's do the trick. Okay, so now guys, let's focus. Okay, again. Now here is going to be the real logic. When I click on a card, I want to open it and I also want to calculate it. If the other image that I'm opening are if they are same, I want to add a score. If they're not same, I want to basically like do the game over thing. That's all. Okay, guys. So now almost the last part of this game. So guys, please focus now. It's going to be really important. Now everything is closed. Fine. Everything is closed. Everything should be closed. Yep. Everything is closed. Now, if I click on a card, I want to open that particular card. Remember, if I click on a card, I want to open that particular card. So let me create a function for opening the card. So function, okay guys, function, open card, and I will pass index. So that I can go to that element and open it. So I'm also passing the index. Sir, how long will it take? I have my hacking bootcamp at 8 or a little more. A little more, not a problem. You can join the bootcamp and you can you can see this video again after it, right? Okay. So again, so basically there is a function named open card, and in that I'm going to pass index. Okay, index of that element. So let's use it. Here we go, and we want the on click on this overlay. We want the on click on this overlay. And yes, guys, remember always the index is available as the second parameter. In the looping function, the index of that element is always available as a second parameter. So you can simply specify index and then you can use it internally. So on click of this element, on click of this div, of this overlay div, what I'm going to call, I'm simply going to call the function named what? Open card. So let's call this open card here and let's pass the index. Okay, so simply dollar index. So every overlay now has a function named on click. Okay, every function has an on click event on it. Every div, every overlay div has an on click event on it, which we'll call open card function, and which will pass the current element's index as the parameter. And that is something we'll get here. That is something we will get here. So let's confirm it. Are we getting it? Let's confirm it. Console.log index. Let's see if we get it. Save it. Let's open the console and let's see if I click on the overlay, we get it or not. Let's see. Here we go. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's perfect. Now on every element I click, I get the index of that element. And that's what I want. I get the index of that element. Are we cleared, everyone? Guys, are we cleared, everyone? Please tell me. So now see what is happening. If I click on an overlay, open card is called, and I pass the index, and simply I can access that index here. Now I have to access that element with the help of the index. So basically we'll access the element with the help of this index from the array, and we'll change its status from closed to opened. And that's the whole logic, guys. That is the whole logic. So guys, are we ready? Should we do it, everyone? Guys, can we start? Can we do it now? So now what we have to do is very simple. You simply go to that element. So the array name is cards, right? So cards index, that means that particular element. And I want to change its status. It is by default closed. I want to change it to what? Opened. And once I change it to opened, I will again call the display card function. I will again call the display card so that the new array is displayed. The new changed array is displayed. So I'll again pass card. So basically what I do, I change the status of that particular card, and then I again call display card so that display it again so that I can see the changes. And now let's see if the cards are actually getting opened. Let's see it, guys. Let's see it. Everyone, let's see. Here we go. See? Now we can actually open the particular card. Everyone, I hope you're seeing it. Please explain how is it possible to use open card function before it is defined, because in other programming language it will throw error if we try to do so. Please explain it. Sujal, because in JavaScript there's a concept of hoisting. Okay, that means whatever functions you define after the calling, even that functions are internally hosted towards the top. So that's why it is possible to call the function first and define it afterwards, because internally JavaScript takes all the functions and variables and moves them to the top. It is called as JavaScript hoisting. Okay, I hope it is cleared. But see, it is like a simple explanation, but I'm just taking the last 2 lectures, so it's fine. It was this explanation that should have been given in the first four, but that's fine. I hope you're understanding, Sujal. Right? Okay, Sujal, I hope you're happy now. Okay, guys, let's move ahead now. Okay, cool. So now it's simple. Okay, on click, open card, we pass the index, and then we get that element, change the status to opened, and then again call display cards. That will simply display the elements again, and whatever status is opened, that card will be opened. Okay, now guys, the cards are getting opened. Now time to check if the first two cards I click are proper or not. Okay, that means are same. If they're same, I will increment the score. If they're not same, will not like simply game over. Simply the game will be over. That's all. So let's do it. No, it will not be like click one is equal to click two. So what we have to do for that is, for that, like it's going to be really cool thing now. So every time we're going to pass two things now. We're not only going to pass the index, we're going to pass two things. So comma, we're also going to pass the value of that particular card. We're also going to pass the value. I think we can also access the value from here. So no need of that. We can also access the value from here. Okay. We can also access the value from here. So let's create two variables now. So let's call it like val1 comma val2. So now we create two variables, val1 val2. That's totally fine. And now see what you do. And let's do this. First of all, let's make both of them null initially. Let's make both of them null initially. Okay. And now I think they will be by default null as well, but that's fine. I just make it to like be sure. That's all. Okay. Here you use remove the overlay. Yes, yes, yes. It's because see, I have written right. If any element has opened class, display none. That means don't display it. So if my overlay element has an opened class, it's simply removed from the DOM. It's not displayed. That's all. Okay. Yes, Tujal, I think you're right, but I hope you understand that that particular explanation will not be good for everyone, for the beginners, right, Sujal? I hope you're getting my point, buddy. And I hope you're getting it from yesterday that here all people are beginners and they have to understand things slowly and steadily. So I hope you understand. Okay, Sujal? And I think you have a lot of problems, right? So yeah, I hope they get solved for you. Okay, guys, so now let's move ahead. Now let's do the last thing here. So now what we'll do is the first card that is clicked will put its value in the val1. So what we'll do is now we have to make sure which card is clicked, if the card is the first one or if the card is the second one. Now that's a logic that we have to make here. Okay, so now let's think about it. How can we like make sure that now what can we do for that? Okay, now I think Sujal here can explain us. Now Sujal, can you help us in understanding like how can we put the first card's value in val1 and second card value in second? That means how can I understand that if the first card's value like should always go in val1, and how will I understand only the first card is clicked, not the second card? How will I differentiate between the first and the second click? Can you tell us that, Sujal? Can you help us in that, buddy, please? Okay, that's a simple, like that's the first question I'm asking to you, buddy. So please, can you explain us that thing? Okay, let's not waste time. Okay, so let's start. Let's do it. So what, instead of creating two variables, guys, what we can do is we can create a simple variable for incrementing. Okay, we can create, I want Saurabh sir to word wrap. Word wrap for what? Word wrap for VS Code? Don't worry, buddy. I think everyone can see the code, so that's fine. Let's not do that word wrap thing right now. Okay, let's not do that word wrap. No, we don't have to use dot click. We can, what we can do here is we can simply create a card count. I think this will be better option. So instead of creating val1 and val2, let's think of it. So let's create a card count, and let's say initially it is 1. Okay, initially it is 1, and now what we do is if it is clicked for the first time, okay, that means the card count will be 1. So if, okay, if the card count is equal to 1. Okay, then we'll put the value in val1. So let's now create the variables. Val1 equals, no, we don't have to use for loop because we only have 2 cards every time, right? So val1 null and val2 equals null. Okay. Okay, so card count, if the card count is equal to 1, that means it is the first card. So what we'll do is we'll simply put that value in val1. So val1 equals card of that index dot value. Here we go. And after this, I simply want to increment the card count. So card count plus plus. That means the next time the card count will be 2. Next time the card count will be 2. And else if the card count, the card count is equal to 2, okay, then what we have to do is we simply have to put that value in val2. And sorry, here we have cal1. Let's put val1, and we simply have to put val2 equals, no, triple equal to is fine in JavaScript. Triple equal to is fine in JavaScript, buddies. I think you know this, right? No, we have not learned that. You guys have not learned it. Not a problem. See, triple equal to is the identity operator in JavaScript. So basically, in JavaScript, double equal to only checks for lookalikes. That means for JavaScript, see guys, in JavaScript, this and this are same. So this will give us true, because double equal to in JavaScript only checks for lookalike. So a string 1 and a numeric 1, they look same. That's why for JavaScript, it will be equal. That's why we use triple equal to. It also checks if they are of same type. So in this case, it will be false. And then we have to, it will check proper equality. So that's why we have to use triple equal to and not double equal to for comparing things. Okay. So for double equal to, we will always, double equal to always checks if they look same. Doesn't matter if one is string and one is number. If they look same, is fine. Okay. So that's the problem. That's the problem. Okay. And that's why we are going for triple equal to. It checks, first of all, are they same? And second, it checks if the data type are same, if both are numbers, because we should never compare string and numbers for equality, right? So that's important. Now, if I want to show, see here, see, if I write 1 equals to 1, see, we are getting true. And this is wrong. We should not get true, because one is string and one is number. We should never get true. And that's why we use triple equal to. Okay. And in this case, we have to go like this, then only it will become true. So triple equal to is the way to go in JavaScript for comparison. Okay. I thought that you might have learned it. Not a problem. Not a problem. Cool. Let's move ahead now. Okay. Now, guys, please focus. So now if the card count is 2, so we'll put that card of that particular index dot value in val2. That's it. Okay. And after this, that means if the card count is 2, that means the second card is clicked. So we have to do a few more things. Now we have to check if. Now, first of all, let me display it for you. Let me display it for you. Console.log val1, val2. Let me display it. Okay, guys, now please focus, everyone. I'm displaying it to you. After pressing the 2 cards, I'm displaying what is happening. Okay, everyone? So now let's see what is going in val1 and val2. Focus, everyone. So I click here. Okay, there's an issue. Card is not defined. What is the problem? Oh, yes, it's not card, it's cards. We forgot. Cards, right? Yeah. So we forgot. Save it now and let's see. Okay, now guys, see. And let's press the second card. And here we go. I get 4 and 2 because the value of Superman was 4 and the value of Iron Man was 2. Right? So we're going to compare these two values now. So we simply have to compare val1 and val2. Is that clear, guys? Now we simply have to compare val1 and val2. So let's do it. Now, if val1 is equal to val2, so if both are equal, that means the user has guessed it correctly, right? That means the user has guessed it correctly. Let's see. Okay, let's do one more thing. Let's check it few times. Let's see if we can guess it correctly. Okay, let's see if we can guess it correctly. Okay, let's see if we can guess it correctly. Iron Man. Okay. Oh no. Let's again see it. Captain America. Oh no, again not. Superman. Come on, Superman. Where are you? Superman. No, see, so we are not getting it. No, we are not guessing it. It's a tough game. We have to guess it. We are not getting it at all. We are so bad. Oh no. Nope, again. See how tough the game is in this case. It's really tough, right? But we are getting the correct values. So we don't know. We are not getting it right now. It's completely guessing. And I'm really bad at this game, I think. Okay, so let's do it. Let's do it. Come on, Iron Man, where are you? Okay, just for testing, let's do this. Let's do a little bit of cheating. Okay, let's just do a little bit of cheating. So console.log, print all the cards. I just want to see where is Iron Man or where is some other cards. Okay, so here we go. Okay, now first one is Thor. Let's see where is the next Thor. Let's see where is the next Thor. So it's on 6th. Okay, it's on 6th. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Thor should be here. Let's do it. Ta-da, Thor, 1 and 1. Okay, everyone. So that's fine. I did it cheating. That's fine. That's cool. We wanted it, right? We wanted to see if val and val 2, if val 1 and val 2 come same or not. So now we have it. Now simply see, guys, what we have to do. So I did a little cheating, but that's fine. Don't tell it to anyone. Now, instead of printing it, what I want to do is I want to check. Now, if val1, after pressing the second card, if val1 and val2 are same, I want to keep track of a score now. I want to keep track of a score. Now, let's also create a variable named score here. Let score equals 0 initially. Score will be 0. And after every correct comparison, will increase the score. So simply score plus plus. Let's say 1 by 1 we incremented. So this is for correct. Okay, guys, this is for correct. Okay, so please focus, guys. This is for the correct one. Okay. Now, once he's correct, we're going to let them do everything else. But we also want to display the score here, right? On the top here. We also want to display the score here. So let's do it. Let's do it as well. Let's do it. Let's display the score here. So for that, we'll again go here and let's do this. Remove this 0. Let's put a span here. Initially, we'll put 0 and let's give it ID. So ID of score. Not a problem, Shy. Like you have to sit, buddy, because see, this is a little more about JavaScript. I know like this is a really tough thing, but remember, this is a really like, now this is not the basics of JavaScript. Okay. So this is like just a project, but don't worry. You have to learn few things and then you can come the project. Now see, we only had 2 days and we didn't cover a lot of DOM manipulation. So yes, I know that these things will be a little tough, like for a lot of guys to understand, but please trust me, don't worry. Go with this project, and in the other JavaScript essentials, when I'll be there, you guys come back and I will then start teaching you from the scratch about all the DOM manipulation. And then at that time, this project will be like really, really, really simple for you. Okay. So in the next JavaScript batch, we will start directly from DOM manipulation. Like we'll start from the basics, but we'll also focus a lot on DOM manipulation. Okay. And then at that time, this project will be really easier thing for you. So right now, just think of it like we are making it, try to understand it, but don't worry if you don't get all of it, because we didn't learn that much basics first, right? So I understand. I totally understand you guys' feelings. I totally understand how confusing it might be for you. But we only had 2 days, right? So we're just trying to complete it. But I'm just trying to show you. See, from here, what you have to take away. From here, you simply have to understand how interesting and great JavaScript is. And I promise you, in the next essentials, I will make sure that we start from the scratch for all the DOM manipulation basics. And in that, even if we make something bigger project than this, you'll easily understand what we are doing. Okay? Shy? So don't worry, buddy. Don't worry. Everyone, guys, please don't worry at all. Here we had little less days. In the next essentials of JavaScript, we'll have really more days. We'll have 7 to 6 days again. And we'll start from the scratch and we'll focus on the project-based approach. And at the end, even the bigger project than this will be easier for you. Nope, no, Namani, JS is not at all complex. It's just how you start it and how you learn it. It's not at all complex. I will make sure it is not complex for you at all. Okay. Okay, guys. Now let's see. Let's do the final thing, guys. Let's do the final thing. So span ID score, and we have 0 here. Okay. So now instead of this score, like in the place of this score, I'm going to put my score. Okay. So let's go. After incrementing the score, we'll simply do document dot get element by ID score dot inner text equals the score. That's it. So at that place, I'm simply putting the score. That's it. Save it. And now let's see. Now again, we have to do a little cheating, right? We don't know. We don't know because right now we don't know. I don't want to guess and waste a lot of time. So let's do a little cheating. Okay. Here we go. Captain. Let's see where else is Captain. Where is Captain? Come on. Captain is yep, here on the 4th, right? So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Here should be Captain. Here we click and here we go. Score is 1. Right? Now let's see this. Iron Man. This is what? 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 is Iron Man. So where else we have Iron Man? Yep, here we go. At the second place. That means this. Here we go. Oh, the score didn't increment. So there might be a little issue now. Oh, yep. We forgot, guys. After everything, we have to again clear out val1 and val2 for the next time. Again, we'll do what? Once two cards are compared, we'll again make val1 equals to null and val2 equals to null. We'll again make val1 equals to null and val2 equals to. We have to make it so that they are empty for the next cards. We have to make sure that we do this so that these two val1 and val2 values are empty for the next cards. Okay, otherwise it will not work. So after comparing the score, after showing the score, again make sure that you empty val1 and val2 for the next cards because we're going to use the same variables, right? So we empty them and now again see. We have Superman. Now where else we have Superman? Superman, he's at 7th. So I think it's this. Here we go. Score is 1. Now let's open this one. It is Iron Man. Okay, where is Iron Man? Iron Man 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, 3 is Iron Man. Cool. Okay, so where else we have Iron Man? It's at 1. So here we go. Oh, no, wrong. Wrong. I picked the wrong image. So Iron Man, where else is Iron Man? Okay, original one is Iron Man. Original. 8th. Cool, I get score number 1. Groot, where else is Groot? 1, R1. Here we go. And 5th, we have Groot. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And oh, why the score is not incrementing? I think there's some issue. Oh, yes. We also have to, yes, excited to see. Yep. No. The score is not increasing because we also have to make sure that card count goes back to 1 again. So once we finish one card comparison, card count should go back to 1 again. So yep, this is like the reset for the next step. Let's write reset after 1 guess. Let's say reset after 1 guess. So once the user has guessed 2 cards, we have to reset the val1 value, the val2 value, and the card count. We have to reset. Yep, I forgot that. Now let's do Thor. Where else is Thor? Come on, Thor. Yep, Thor is at the second only. Here we go. Score is 1. Now let's see. Captain is at 9th, 8th. So this is 9th, right? So 9th, 8th, 7th. 7th is Captain. So where else we have Captain? We have him at 4th. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And here we go. Score is 2. That's what we wanted. Okay. We'll not do cheating in the last. Right now we are doing it just to get the score. Okay. Now the score is getting all cool and everything is done. But now, what if something gets wrong? So we have to make sure that the game is over. So if something gets wrong, we will reset everything. We will reset everything. And to reset everything, the first thing that we need is we need to have a copy of this cards. We need to have a copy of this array to reset everything. We really need to have a copy of this array so that we can reset everything. Okay. For that, let's maintain a copy. So let's say let's do it after the shuffling. So after the shuffling, we'll maintain a copy. So let cards copy equals cards. So we simply maintain a copy so that in future we can reset the cards. If like we have changed the status so that we get it back. So cards copy equals to card so that we are simply maintaining a copy. So after it is wrong, what we do is we simply reset everything. Once it is wrong, we simply reset everything. So we simply make score equals to 0 again. First thing, we simply make these two things go normal again. Okay. And we also make sure that score is also reset to 0. So yep, get this line and make sure it is again 0. So put it here and put it 0 again. And at the end, now these things will become, and yes, copy the cards again to the main cards. So cards equals cards copy again. So basically whatever we copied will again shift it to the cards. Okay, we'll again shift it to the cards so that the new copy is like already settled. Okay. Or we should simply refresh the page. What say? Once the game is over, we should simply refresh the page. Let's do that actually. Why are we doing like a lot of things like this? Let's simply refresh the page. Why should we do this? Simply refresh. So else location dot reload and simply display alert. Why do like to do a lot of things in this case? Simply let's put game over. That's it. That's it. Here we go, guys. Let's start playing. Everyone, can we start playing, guys? Window.reload. No, you have to put location.reload. It's simply like this. Window.location.reload. It's like this. But you don't have to write window because window is the parent of all the objects in JavaScript. So you don't have to write window. Okay, simply write location.reload. That's all. You don't have to write window. Save this. And now, guys, let's start playing. And without cheating. Let's start playing without cheating. Groot. Game over. Wow. Captain. Game over again. You guys guess it, guys. Come on. Let's say I click this. Now, you guys tell me. Where will be the next Captain America? Come on, guys. Help me. I'm not getting anything correct here. I'm really bad at this game. You guys tell me. Where can be the next Captain America? I'm not going to cheat now. You have to help me. You guys help me. Come on. Where should I put it? Where should I click for the next Captain America? Guys, come on. Guys, everyone. Eight, 6, 9, 4. Okay, a lot of people are saying 6. Let me do it 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see. Game over again. I think we have to really cheat here. Come on. We cannot be this bad at this game. I think we should also introduce lifelines. We should see, this is really tough game. Every time it's game over. I'm not gonna put my swords down here. I will try my best. Come on, Captain. Really bad. Really bad. Really bad. Why I'm so bad at this game? Let's cheat. Let's cheat, guys. I'm so sorry. Let's cheat. I don't know. I'm not getting the hold of this game. So let's cheat. Let's cheat. Okay. We have to do this. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, gods. Let me cheat for this game. I'm so bad at this game. Let's cheat. So here we go. Where is the next Thor? Where is the next Thor? So hips, where's the next hips? At 8. So I'm not cheating. Let's close this console and we are not cheating. Okay? We're not cheating. Here we go. Yes. One score. Let's try the next one. I think we should go do two chances in this, right? We should do it. But for that, again, we have to like write some code again. But that's simple. See? One score. That's the highest. Now you guys can try it. Now this game is all yours and you can try it. So guys, the game is done. And now it's fine. Now if you like, if we had time, I would have made that ranking system and all that stuff, but that's fine. Now this is for a really good guessers. This game is for really good guessers, or in future we can increase the chances to 2, but that's for that we have to again write some more code for giving them 2 chances. So again, but that's fine for now. Now don't worry, we should not shuffle the cards. Yes, we should not. So guys, the game is almost done, and if we want, we can improve this game by adding 2 chances like lifelines. So we can display 2 hearts here. Once if the user is wrong, we can simply remove 1 heart, and then we can give him one more chance to prove himself. But that's fine, right? We can do this in the end. We can do this in some other session, so not a problem. But that's how you can create a game in JavaScript. And guys, please try to understand one thing. We only had 2 days. So the problem is you didn't knew a lot of basics, but we still tried to create a project, right? But that's fine. Now think, what if we had 7 days and for this project, we start preparing for the first day? Now that you think, right? Then I think it will be a really easy thing to understand. If we have decided that this is the project I want to create on 6th day, we would have started the preparation of this project on the first day by learning all the concepts that we are going to use it inside this project. So at that time, it will become easier. But now I really hope that you guys are understanding that here we only had 2 days. We only had 2 days. So it will be really tough. And I understand all of you guys, I understand all your feelings, but don't worry. Just take whatever you have learned from this project. Just take, like, even if you have understood 20% of this project, even if you have understood the basics, that's totally fine. Because in the next essentials session, when I meet you in the next essentials, I'll make sure that whatever project I'm going to create at the end, we'll start preparing from the start and you'll understand everything. Okay? We can add a start and quit button. Yes, why not? These are some features that we can simply add, but right now we don't have that much time. So I'm expecting that you guys will add it. Just watch the video again. I'm going to share this code on the community. I'm going to share this code through mail, so it will come to all of you, and then you can like get it, and then you can improve it according to you. Okay, guys, so don't worry. Can I add it on resume and further improve it? Why not? Why not, Ritik Gupta? Take it, improve it, and add it. Why not? It's a really cool game that we made. And also, like, what I say, just improve the design a little, make it like look more good. If we had if we had 2 more hours, we would have made it look really beautiful. And next time we'll make sure, because next time we'll take at least 2 days to create a project like this. In here, we tried to create it in 1 day. Next time we'll at least take 2 days, so that we also make it look really cool and great in the next time. So everyone, now tell me, have you enjoyed, guys? Have you enjoyed this project? I really hope that you really enjoyed the whole project that we created today, even if you didn't understand everything, but not a problem. I really hope that you enjoyed. And next time, don't worry, when we start from the scratch, I'll make sure that you understand every aspect of the project. Okay, so don't worry. Here we had only 2 days, so I hope you understand that, everyone. Okay, and don't worry, the next JS essentials will come ASAP, so don't worry. The next JS essentials will come ASAP. So please be on the community. Please be with Let's Upgrade. And whenever the news comes, you'll be the first to know when the JS essentials are coming, and we'll start from scratch. So don't worry, and we'll make something better than this. Now, this is one thing. We can even make something greater than this. We can make some other game. We can make some other application. When the game starts, the card should be visible for 10 seconds, and then yeah, that's a really cool thing. That will make it more interesting. That will become like a memory game, right? So that's one improvement, that guys, that we can do in this game. When the game starts, we can show all the cards for 5 to 10 seconds, and then we can hide all the cards, and then the user will guess. Actually, that's a really interesting thought, but right now we don't have that much time to add it. But next time we'll keep in mind. You should have told me it in the start. I would have added that feature in here. Fiona, I think it was Fiona who instructed this, right? So you should have told me it in the start. I should have added that feature. That's a really cool thought. I never thought about it. That was a really, really cool thought of like making it a really cool guessing game. Show them for 10 seconds and then hide everything. Really great. Appreciated. Really great. Okay, guys. So I'm really sorry for the things that you didn't understand here, because we didn't have a lot of days. But next time we'll make sure that we all rock together and we are on the same page. So that's it for today. And for your assignment, you have to create the exact same project. And Jyotsna, if you can hear me, can you please drop down the, like, can you please like put it in the chat what is the date of submission for this project for everyone? Jyotsna, are you there? So can you please like put the date in the chat?
Yes, sir. The deadline date for the assignment is 13 July. Please, guys, submit your assignments and projects on the LMS on the assignment tab, and please submit it by before 13 July. And after that, you will be getting your certificates.
Okay. So guys, the deadline for the project submission is 13 July. That means you have like today's night, like tonight, and then you have 2 more days. So once you submit the project, and don't worry if everything doesn't happen for you. At least try to reach wherever you can and submit the project, and after submitting only you'll get the certificate. Okay, everyone? So not a problem. 13 July is the submission, and don't worry if you like don't complete it fully. Try to complete it, try to reach at least at some place, and you can submit it. Okay, everyone? So don't worry about like completing everything. Just try to complete whatever you can. At least you can display the cards, and even if you can open it, totally fine. And I'm going to share this code in the next 1 hour. In the next 1 hour, this code will be emailed to you, or if it is not emailed, go on the Let's Upgrade community, and in my profile, you will get this. Okay, so the next 1 hour, this whole project will be available, so you can reference from it and create it. And if you want, you can improve it. If you want, you can at least create half of it and also submit it. Not a problem, but try to complete it. Okay, so you have to create the exact same project. You have to create the exact same project. And Sujal buddy, if you're there, if you can hear me, I also want you to create the exact same project, because once I asked you the question, after that you stopped asking me the questions. So I'm really like feeling bad then. I wanted you actually. Yes, Rakesh, don't worry. I'll try my best to get into the React Essentials as well. So don't worry about it. Let's see what we have planned for you, and we have planned really great things for you. Okay, guys. So that's it. Try to submit by 13 July. In the next 1 hour, this will be emailed to you, and this will also be available on the community. Please get the code, reference, create the project until 13 July. Whatever you create, submit it, and after that, you'll get your certificates. And I can't wait to see you in the next essential sessions with me, or in the advanced sessions. If you come up with us, join the Let's Upgrade community, so that I can also teach you in the advanced sessions where we'll do a lot of great things. So thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much for being with me. Thank you so much for learning with me. And I'll see you in the next sessions. Okay, guys? So bye-bye, everyone. Take care. Good night. And I'll see you in the next sessions, everyone. Bye-bye. Thank you so much for being there. Okay? So bye-bye, everyone. And don't worry, for all the other essentials and dates, you'll be informed. So just follow the Let's Upgrade community. Everything is posted there. So don't worry, you'll be informed.